Yo, evening, folks. Welcome back to the Man United Agenda. Here's a few people in the chat: Wills, Rebel, Christmas, Mark, and Matthew. Well, it ain't going to be the show that we thought it was going to be, but anyway, let's have a little bit of this. Yes, evening, folks, on this New Year's Eve 2021. Unfortunately, Mr. B can't make the show this evening. Something really important has come up at his end, which he must obviously pay attention to. And it was a little bit too late to get anybody else on, so this is going to look a little bit weird. So you know what? I'm going to make it pretty short and pretty sweet. I just want to shout out everybody who's in the chat. Let's have a gander. So I've just already said Wills. Let's have a look. Will says Happy New Year, y'all. Rebel, what 2021 this has been for the club and the channel. Best wishes for 2022. Yep, you're damn right. Yo, collaborate and listen. Bath Time's back with a brand new edition. I've got COVID. What? Rip my Just Dance me now. What? You got COVID? Oh dear. I hope you're all right, Vaughan. We don't want that, do we? We do not want that, Mark Foster. You're late. Yeah, no, sorry about that, Mark. Big up. Matthew Bassett says Happy New Year to you all. Mark Foster, Happy New Year to you. Evening, bath time. Best wishes to Mr. B. Yeah, you know, I mean, like I say, sometimes things happen out of our own control, and you know, you have to put things into perspective, you know, at certain times. But yeah, I mean, 2021, crazy year, just like the one before. In terms of the channel's done really well over this period, and obviously that's all down to you guys, everybody who comes along and supports the channel, obviously, because without you guys it wouldn't be anything, you know. So we want to thank everybody who has done that and who continues to come back and support us. It does mean a lot. And hopefully, you know, 2020 to 2022 we can just keep going strong, keep bringing you, you know, all the news that you guys need to know about, the watch alongs, the previews, reviews, you know, keep it all real like we do. You know, like we say, there's never any agenda here. That's just the name of the channel. But I just want to ask you, whilst I'm here, I'll ask you anyway, guys. Tell me what you think was your worst sort of Man United performance and result of 2021. Because I know I've got one in particular that just really irks me. Well, actually two that really irk me. One was the Young Boys, when we got beat off Young Boys away. Oh, that was bad. But then, obviously, the West Ham game, 1-0. We lost 1-0 to West Ham, I believe, if I remember rightly, in the cup. Kind of limped out of that, didn't we? Terribly. We limped out of that. It was shameful. Absolutely shameful. The Watford game, Happy New Year, says UK Strains. Yes, big up to you, bro. Rebel says the Watford game. Well, yeah, the Watford game also was pretty painful. Matt Foster losing to us over 5. There is that game. Don't mention it. Nobody mention it in the chat, so I won't say it. But we know which game we're on about. That was probably, yeah, that was a terrible, terrible day. Newcastle away was shocking to see live. The City in that game, really VAR games, were devastating on the telly. Yeah, they're all devastating, whether you're there or not. But they're always, if it's a bad result and a bad performance, it's never good. It is never good. UK Strength says losing. Yeah, that was yeah, not good. Worst result has to be yeah, I'm not even going to mention it. Had to, you know, yeah. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it had to be mentioned. I know some people just thought that had to be mentioned. But on one side of the coin, we have had some news today. I think everybody probably already knows about it. We have news that maybe Victor Lindelof could be available for the Wolves game coming up on Monday. So that's a boost for us, you know, on the defensive front. So that's great. The game last gone. I see in the press conference where Ralph Rangnick was asked the question: was that Manchester United's best performance under him in an attacking sense? And he kind of agreed, but then started to talk about the defensive frailties, which was fair enough. But I still think, even in the first half, the Burnley game, there was still a lot of the play where I think we could have been so much better. And obviously, I know we maybe wanting too much too soon, but I think we have still got a long way to go. I want to ask you another question, actually. Do you believe that Ralph will stick to this 4-4-2? Was that a one-off? I've not even gone back yet and watched it the whole game again yet. I've been waiting because I've been busy all day, etc. But was it a 4-4-2? And if so, is he going to stick with that, or is he just going to go straight back to the 4-2-2? Because it seemed a bit odd to me why he would do that. I mean, we're fighting. We're fighting for a top 4 place, but Premier League game, and then he decides, I'm going to just switch to 4-4-2 to honour Sir Alex because it's his birthday tomorrow. I don't get that. I don't buy that for 1 minute. Firstly, I don't buy it, and secondly, I don't get it. It's crazy. It's like, yeah, okay, then just do these crazy things because, all right, it's Sir Alex's birthday, but there's better ways. To honour him and everything. Taking risks and changing the formation, it could have backfired on us massively. All right, no, it didn't, but it could have done. And so I don't understand why he did that. So maybe is that a signal that we're actually going to start playing 4-4-2? Maybe Ralph's thought, this 4-2-2, they're not going to get it. Maybe we haven't got the players. Maybe he thinks we haven't got the players to understand it and to carry it through and see it through. You know what I mean? So just let me know what you think, guys. Sargon says, got a bottle of Castile Donker. Don't know what that is. Brown beer, slow sipper. Cheers, fellas. Happy New Year's. Yes, big up to you, Sargon. Rebel says, most disappointing player so far for me is Maguire. He needs to book his ideas up. No two ways about that. After the 5-0, I'd have snapped your hand off to just be in a Super League. Hey, well, actually, it's funny you should mention that, Vaughan, because I did say this this year. I did say this year that after the Super League debacle, I mentioned it a few times, everybody seems to think that that's now disappeared and it's gone away. But let me tell you, no, it hasn't. And I believe it will make a comeback in a different guise with different kind of setup from the guy at Real Madrid whose brainchild this is. I think it will come back. And I said also that when it does come back, I don't see there being any way to avoid it happening. I don't see any way of it stopping it happening. So let's not just think that that's just gone and disappeared and they ain't going to ever hear it again, because I believe we are. Matthew says, hopefully 2022 is better. Yeah. What think of Neville talking about players moaning and Ronaldo running down tunnel? Are you talking about the moaning after I presume was it before or after the Newcastle game? I can't remember. But, you know what? Listen, I've been in a band, well, more than one band, right, music-wise. And listen, even though you seem to be doing all right, it's hard to keep it going together because that's the most difficult bit. When you've got 4 or 5 different personalities together, it's hard. It is hard work, trust me. I know. So when you're talking about 11, or more than 11 million, multi-millionaires, all with egos and different, kind of, I'd say agendas, but they all want to be playing on the pitch, don't they? So there's going to be moaning and things going on. It's just the nature of the game. You just can't avoid that. Bath Time says, I can't believe a competent manager won't play a 3 in the middle in the Premier League. Well, maybe what if he gets more players on? Rebel says, I think the early part of the January window will tell a lot about what the formation is going to be. True. That is very true. Happy New Year, everyone. Best wishes for 2022 from Medi. Big up, Medi. Happy New Year to you, Rebel. I think we might see that when he makes his purchase form. Okay. Sorry, Ralph is going for points over playing style at the moment. Need to be sitting in 4th first and then adapt the style fitting in with them. Yeah, okay. I see what you mean with that. But we, taking a risk changing the formation, on a whim like that is a bit strange. But anyway, aren't we the architects of the Super? No. It was what's his name now? The guy from Real Madrid. Can't remember the guy's name. As soon as I see it, somebody will tell me. Happy New Year, all. Donny leaving. Sorry, Donny, we failed you. Matata, Donny leaving. Where'd you get that news from, bro? How do you know that he's leaving for sure? In Newcastle game. Mark's referring to the moaning and the tunnel. Happy Bassett, the people who loaned the Glazers the money to buy Man United are also the ones behind the European Super League. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Okay. Well, look, do you know what? Listen, like I said, the Super League thing, for me, it will come back under different guys with different caveats, in terms of it's not just going to be an elite club for big clubs to join. That there's no relegation and promotion and that kind of stuff. I think it will change, I think they will change the format of it, and they will get more people to back it. And also, don't forget, when you're talking about the rights for the league games, the Premier League games, the Premier League, the clubs themselves could decide. The ones who do want to break away could decide, you know what, we're part of the reason why this is such a successful league. So we're gonna create our own streaming service, and we'll finance it ourselves. We'll finance ourselves. We won't need the money from Sky. We won't need the money from anywhere else. We'll finance ourselves. Then Sky and everybody else are then in a real pickle, aren't they? Let's have it right, because at the end of the day, if you haven't got Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, you haven't got those 6 clubs in the Premier League, what do? They're going to have to push the clubs up that are below them into the top 6, and then introduce 6 new teams automatically from the Championship. I mean, is that going to be enough to keep the league as interesting as it is, or is that Super League going to be where it's at? You know what I mean? It's like asking, would you rather watch 3 back-to-back Premier League games, or would you rather watch 3 back-to-back Champions League games? You know what I mean? Interesting question, I know, but let me know what you think about that one, folks. Bath Time with Vaughan says, I was gutted Ronaldo never came to say hello and have a chat with me at St James's Park. I did ask him, Vaughan, but he unfortunately he had to make a hasty exit because he was coming to see me. Mehdi says, Maguire, I think you meant to say Maguire, is the most disappointing for me. Not even close. At least he tries his best and gives his all. We have many players who don't even seem to care at the moment. I'm not so sure about it being a case of not caring. It's just, like I say, there's so many things going on at Manchester United. It's, you have to sometimes take a step back and look at this for what it is, which is biggest club in the world, most pressure in the world, most expectation in the world, probably one of the biggest fan bases in the world. There's all these things it's hard to balance all these things together. And also, the press coverage, the management changes. You know what I mean? There's loads of things that are going on at the club. When you look at how stable we were under Sir Alex for such a long time, the train came right off the tracks, did a 360, and now it ended up, face down in a swamp. You know what I mean? So same with Arsenal. Arsenal were in a pretty similar position, but at the end of the day, big up Bargav. At the end of the day, we have to accept that. We always knew it was going to take time. It was never going to be a magic potion to just bring somebody else in to carry on where Sir Alex left off. Never. That is never going to happen ever again. Never. Not with any club. Look how difficult it is. Look at Liverpool. They went on seemingly looking like the team that was just going to dominate for years, and then no, the wheels totally fell off. We'll talk about the wheels fell off, and then they were just, on their axis, grinding down the road, sparks flying everywhere. They were so poor. They just about managed to get top 4. Chelsea go on and then do their thing and look, under Tuchel. But now look at that, as they're doing exactly what I said, tinkering, messing. Now there's he's upsetting players, which I knew would happen. They'd mention it earlier in the season. So that's, not going to happen for them. Manchester City, they're probably the most consistent team of winning things. But they have been it's been bits and spurts. I think obviously this season it looks to me, and I think I would put money on it that it is going to be Manchester City's league to give away. There's no two ways about that, and I said that right at the start of the season also. So, when you put all these things into context and look at us as a club, with some of the terrible signings that we have made as well, under different managers, and we also have to remember as well that these managers come in making signings, they do so believing that that's the best signing for them and their ideas at the club. But unfortunately, it just didn't work out that way. And I suppose, you know what? Can you ever really blame somebody for making the decision they make in the moment, when it comes to making these big kind of decisions? Because if you believe it's the right thing to do, then how can anybody say, well, get on your case about it? Because it's like in game, when we talk about players taking shots, there's been a few games in the past we've been doing watch alongs, and players have taken a shot and then we're having a go, but then I've said it exactly what I just said. If you feel as a footballer, when you're playing football, you get presented with an opportunity. If you feel that is the best thing for you to do, and it feels right, then that's the best thing to do. You're not gonna, because if you start questioning yourself, then you're gonna upset your whole equilibrium and your whole sort of belief and confidence in yourself. If you can't do that. You have to. If you think it's right, you do it. If it doesn't work out, so what? But same could be said for like last night for the goal for Scott McTominay, the first goal. That ball squirted off Cristiano Ronaldo's feet. If Scott McTominay would have doubted himself and thought, oh, no, wait a minute, I better not take this shot on, I better just lay it off, then we wouldn't have maybe probably got that goal when we did. But no, he chose, because it felt right, to take the shot. And then what happened? It's a brilliant goal. So we can never judge people for doing what they think is right in the moment. All you can ever do is say, if you get it wrong, learn from it, And I always say this thing about players, especially youth players, when they come into the Manchester United and they get brought on, is, learn from mistakes in game. You have to show that you can learn from a mistake in game while you're doing your thing. But anyway, I've been rambling too long now. So let me have a go. Maguire, he said Maguire. UK Strains, if wages got docked for poor performances and poor attitudes in training, you would see a big difference. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, UK Strains, I get what you're saying there, bro. But it's balancing all the expectation and all the other little nuances of being at Man United, with the confidence levels that you've got at the time in the game. Confidence, trust me, confidence affects your whole energy, the core, of your body, right from the middle outwards. If you're not confident, it's hard to get up to that kind of really, I would almost say, cocky. Sometimes you play football, you feel super confident, you're cocky with it. You're just super cocky. And when you're cocky, you've got energy. Yeah? So when you're not super confident, you ain't got that kind of cockiness. So your levels drop. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is when you play football. I mean, and especially at that level. You know what I mean? It's a difficult thing, but this is why we want Ralph to actually bring in this formation and for us to start understanding it, so that we can start getting a result after result after result after result. Once we start getting like 3 or 4 results back to back, for me, this is when we are then going to start seeing the energy building and building and building. And we are going to become cocky. And we are going to start taking the piss out of teams again. But it's going to take a little bit of time. And we have to trust in Ralph's, ability to read players, what is going to be best for this bunch of players I've got right now in terms of formation. And what is it going to be best for them to understand, which is not going to take too long, which is not going to dent their confidence if they do get things wrong. But again, that's down to man management, So I don't know what it is like as a man manager. I know he's a great scout for players. He's a great, he brings players through. He builds clubs up. So I say build clubs up. He's not going to build Man United up because we're already built up. But you know what I mean. He's going to sort of take us into a new direction from where we've been. So all these things are there for us to sort of work out and go along with. So we have to just trust the guy, you know what I mean? Matthew Bassett says we don't have the right players for a 4-3-3 formation. Now that's an interesting interesting point there from Matthew. Does everybody else agree with that? That we haven't got the players to do a 4-3-3 formation? I know. Oh, there he is. That's his name. Sorry, I'm just going to say hello to my bro Bargav. Big up Bargav, even all the way from Florida in the United States. Big good friend of mine, Bargav. Big up, bro. Happy New Year to you, my friend. Florentino Perez, that's the chap. That's who I was thinking of. Yes, big up, Bargav. Happy New Year to you, bro. Medi says, we would not use a lot of money on wages when at UK Strains. Would be a godsend for Glazers. Well, yeah. But that's we do offer good wages, but that's what comes with being one of the biggest clubs in the world. Got to. When it comes back to Super League, we'll 100% have promotion and relegation this time. There you go then. That's what I was saying bath time is the Super League business. You know, they're not stupid, these people. They planted the seed. The seed didn't get watered, so it died. So they've gone away, they've generated a new seed. And when they plant the seed this time, in my opinion, it's going to take, and like I said, we as fans will scream, kick our boots, kick our feet and, you know, stamp on the ground and make a noise. But I don't think it'll make any difference, if I'm honest. So how is it going to work, though? Like Six Club, never playing local clubs? No, I think they'll change the format. I don't know. I mean, they may well try and kind of involve the Premier League, you know, and respective leagues for the said clubs. So your La Liga, Serie A, Premier League, and what's the other one? I can't remember if there was another one, but if there is, then that would be an interesting, you know, maybe promotion and relegation to and from the Super League back to the Premier League. Maybe that would suit the Premier League. What do you think of that? You know, the Premier League might think, oh, actually, yeah, that'd be okay, because if you do get relegated from the Super League, then, you know, you drop back into the Premier League. I don't know, because the Premier League would still have the Champions League, but then you would have this. I don't know. I'm sort of making this up as I'm going along, but now I've said it, it kind of makes a bit of sense, that, because would that suit everybody? Does that keep everybody happy in a financial sense? The guys who sponsor the Super League, whether it be DAZN or whoever else, they get loads of money. The clubs get loads of money. The Premier League still get the guarantee of clubs coming back down from the Super League, the ones that don't last for the season or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I'm waffling, but let me know what you think, guys, because it's an interesting thought. Matata says the only Man United fan supporting Maguire is Medi. I don't know, man. Maguire is frustrating, because for me, I think he is a bit slow on the turn. We know that. He seems a lot of the time for me as well, just a little bit like a half a yard too late when he's making his decision, you know, to move. Last night for the goal, in my opinion, he got too far ahead of Aaron Lennon, which gave Lennon the opportunity to put it right across the only place he could have put it, because David De Gea would have had the other near post covered anyway. There's no way he would have scored. The only place he could have scored is exactly where he put it. So Harry Maguire shouldn't have been ahead of him, in my opinion. You know, he should have been right alongside him. Just stick with him. Don't get ahead of him, you know. But maybe I'm being a little bit harsh. I don't know. Like I say, I need to watch the game back. But there is that element to Harry Maguire's game, in my opinion. And, you know, we do see it from time to time. So, but the question is can he improve? That's the question we've got to ask ourselves. Can Harry Maguire improve? Sargon says, Super League, totally American idea, Perez. Real Madrid and Barcelona needed the cash and needed it. But Germany lost bothered with better regulated football clubs. Well, yeah, because they're 50+1, aren't they, etc., etc. 1 second, I'm just going to have a quick drink. 1 second. And also, let's not forget, for this Super League, you know what? in a way, yeah, it's a really bad idea simply because what it should have done is forced UEFA to consult FIFA in making it capped. They should have capped. They need to, if actually in cap right now, the cost of players, right? They have to keep the cap of player cost in terms of how much it costs to buy a player from another club. Because, like I've said before, if they don't, the Super League will happen. Everything's going to be great. In 5 years, 6 years' time, we're going to be looking at paying. We are going to be looking at paying 1 billion for players. You see the release clauses that Barcelona are put in. Ridiculous release clauses. Everybody laughs and thinks, yeah, 1 billion release clause for Ferran Torres. But you think about it, they're looking ahead here and thinking, wait a minute, no, because this is the kind of money that you're going to be talking about. The kind of money that's going to be being generated by this league, if it happens, is going to be huge, absolutely huge. So, they are going to be talking at these ridiculous kind of prices in the future. But the problem is, once the cost of buying enough players in your squad to compete, to win, becomes more than what you actually win when you're successful, then everything's going to change again. They're going to want more money and more money, and it's going to continue on and on and on and on and on like that. And how can that be sustainable? This is like the problem I've had with the Glazers. Is I've always said all along, the Glazers cannot, in my opinion, they cannot really afford to kind of pay the kind of money that is needed, to consistently challenge and really challenge for Premier League success. Because I'm not talking about the Champions League here. I'm talking about the Premier League. Because without good form in the Premier League, you're going into the cup competitions sort of cold. You know what I mean? So it lessens your chances, in my opinion. You know what I mean? You get super lucky. Yeah, fair enough. But you generally want to be taking good league form into the cup competitions. What's bath time? Maguire has my support. Okay, fair enough. Pat Lawless, big up and happy new year to you. Positives of the match. McTominay was a joy to watch. That was the story of him not bringing on Donny and Jesse. Well, yeah, you know what? Scott McTominay in the game. Yeah, we did say afterwards in the post-match kind of breakdown that I said man of the match was McTominay. I've heard people saying it was his best game in a United shirt. Again, I need to watch back because when I'm doing a watch along, folks, I'm not like just sitting back watching the game, so it's hard for me to just watch the game, if you know what I mean. It's not the same. I only discovered that whilst doing the watch alongs. I found it a different experience. But when I watch it back, I probably may come to the same conclusion that actually, you know what? When you weigh up all the performances Scott McTominay's had, there are a lot of things happened last night in that game that do stand out in my mind. It's the way he was putting himself about, his tenacity, his physicality, the shots, because let's not forget he was a striker as a youth player. There's a lot of stuff, to piece together there, and maybe it offers us some kind of, I want to say hope, I think that's a bit strong, but, a bit of, maybe there's more to come from Scott McTominay going forward into 2022, under Ralph Rangnick. We'll have to wait and see on that front. But the arrival of some new midfield options would not go amiss. Neither would a centre-back or a striker, as I was saying. But he said Super League last time was just a first try, Vaughan. I'm sure it will end up running in a few years in some form. Yeah, well, this is the thing, you see. Like I just said, they tried, it failed. But you know what? How many times did we play the lottery, folks? You know what I mean? How many times have we played the lottery? You know what I mean? You played the lottery 1 week, it fails. You're not going to go, well, I'm not playing it again. You put it on every week. You put it on automatically, like a direct debit. It comes out every week, you know what? And then you forget about it most of the time. And if you get an email, from the lottery and you go, yeah, what's this? You look and you go, hey, you've won £2.50. It's like, yeah, you've won. Doesn't matter how much you've won. It's just winning something is, you know what I mean? It's great, isn't it? So this is the thing with this is they know that the money that's potential of the earnings available is massive. So they ain't going to just, give up on a win just because us fans, made a loud noise. No. And also they'll know at this time how to deal with it better because they've got the experience of now dealing with the fans in terms of the backlash that it's going to cause. So I think, like I said, next time it's going to be a real struggle for the fans to actually make an impact on the decision that the clubs make if they do decide this is the best way to go for the club going forward in the future. Or alternatively, it may turn into it being such a strong argument that there needs to be some kind of change, that it may in fact cause the Premier League to change how the Premier League is set up and run, and the Champions League, in fact, also. So, it may force UEFA and the Premier League and the La Liga representatives, not the German league, the Italian league and the Spanish league, to work together to come to some kind of arrangement that suits everybody, so that they can progress football, because that's about right. Football will progress, it will evolve, as we've already seen. Not so much in terms of how football is played, because, we know how football's been played the same for long eons. You know what I mean? It's just that it's the players that have changed. The natural ability of players, the technical ability, the physicality, the endurance. They're now more athletes than, there's none of that drinking, after a match in the old days, or smoking, or bad diets. So everything's evolved from that sense. So it makes some of the old aspects of old football that were tried back in the day easier now because of those very reasons I've just said. So you know what? Maybe the Premier League may evolve from its current format. But being a decent player over the last 24 months, going through a bad run. I think he's talking about Harry Maguire. I love the daily updates, bro. Yeah, big up to UK Strains. Yeah, the daily updates hopefully will be coming back. We got a few guys who just got a few technical issues at the moment who are available usually at that time to bring us the updates. So rather than us putting out, poor quality, which we don't want to do, we would rather just get these technical issues dealt with, and then we can bring you some real quality on the update front, whether it be the transfers or anything to do with upcoming games, etc. Well, appreciate what you're saying, UK. Matata, the only Man United fan supporting Maguire is Mehdi and Vaughan. Oh, it was just Mehdi before, so now it's Vaughan. Look, Maguire's got some great aspects to his game, but again, maybe there is still improvement for Harry Maguire to be had. We're talking about a manager who's just come in here. He's only been here 5 minutes. Let's have it right, folks. He's been here for 5 minutes. So we can't expect everything overnight here. We just can't. We have to give the guy time and see how he does improve these players. And for me, this season, you know what? If he does get us into the top 4, we get Champions League for next season, and he does us on a decent run in the Champions League, and maybe even go on and win it, which is not impossible, by the way. I'm going to state that right now. I don't think it's impossible we can win the Champions League or the FA Cup. So you know what? One of those cups and top 4, blinding season. That would be a blinding season, considering that we seemed to hit a brick wall under Ole, and then we have our few games under Michael, which were great, and then now we go in a totally different direction with a total genius of the game, who, as I stated in the tweet the other day, he's now saying it's time to stop thinking inside the box. He's totally dismantled the box, Ralph Rangnick. He's dismantled the box. So we're now, everything's laid bare to see. There's no hiding place for the players, and we already said that. So if any of these players that don't start doing what's required, they're soon going to be exposed. And you know what? Us, the fans, are going to be all over them, and rightly so, if they're not doing what they're required to do. And also, not just that, the board, are going to see it as well. And it doesn't matter how much they were bought for or how big their name is. If you ain't doing it and you ain't putting the heart and soul in and everything that's required, on your bike, don't care who you are, you're on your way, son. Simple, isn't it? Sargon says, Maguire form has hit a ditch. The only way is up, but ceiling below. Vidic. But his ceiling is below Vidic and Ferdinand Palace. Oh, yeah. Yeah, wait. They were a different gravy, weren't they? Matthew Bassett. If we have 200 million to spend in the summer, who would you buy? That's a good question, actually. But you know what? Vlahovic looks like a a really great option for a striker. Obviously, Haaland, if we can cover his wage demands and we can actually, I think if we go with Haaland with the wages that he's going to be wanting and the right contract and release clause for his next destination, because let's have it right. What Haaland's looking for, in my opinion, is he wants a club to come and pay the 70-odd million to Dortmund, and then he wants the savings made by the club, which will be 100 plus, paid 90% paid in wages to him and his father. Raiola will get his split. But then on top of that, great image rights, deals, other bonuses, etc., etc. But then the right amount of time at the club, whether it be 2 seasons, because he's still only young, it may only be 2 seasons or even 3. But then for the release clause to be right as well, so that when his time is up, they'll do the same again. Especially if he feels he can come to United, bag an absolute ton of goals, have every other club around Europe, with their jaws hanging open, dripping, wanting him. He can then say, yeah, okay, come and get me. My release clause is only 70 million, what they paid for me. But you're going to have to pay me $1 million or 750,000 or whatever a week in wages for the next 3 years. That's how it's going to work. And he's already said he wants to do as Zlatan and go from club to club. You know what? Good luck to the kid, because he's got a set of, in my opinion, he's got a set of abilities and a talent that is worth paying for if you want to win. Simple as that. So that's on that one. And also Kessie, I think Kessie would be brilliant for United. Or if I really had my first choice, would be Declan Rice. So I would say my first 2 choices would be 3. I'm going to say it would be Haaland, Declan Rice, and maybe Koundé, centre back. Maybe Koundé I would go for. But I signed myself, Matthew. Me and Vaughan are already on the United wage bill. Bargab says, like when Pep leaves the Brazil job, next year, balance will change again. Oh, Bargab, do you really believe he's going to do that? That's an interesting one. At United, I've never said Maguire as a top defender. I think he's having a chat with somebody else there. I was at the pre-season friendly against Everton. Harry Maguire was top that game. Scored a quality header. He's lacking confidence. Possibly. Again, this is what I was saying before. Confidence, it affects your whole core. If you ain't got confidence, your whole core is shot to pieces. It really is. Matthew, 1 second. Who's this? Just give me 1 second, folks. Just need to. Yeah, confidence affects your whole. It affects your whole core. If you ain't got that feeling, the whole thing goes. The whole thing just goes. So we'll have to wait and see on that front. That friendly seems to have been our best performance of the season. I've heard rave reviews of the lads that went. Mede, I agree 100% on that comment, Saragon McKinney. He is a good defender at his best, but not close to world-class potential. Yo, big up Anthony Herbert. Happy New Year talk. What have you got in your fridge, mate? I'll let you into a little secret here, folks. I am a real proper foodie, man. I love my grub. And yeah, I always like to know what's in people's fridges. I've got a real fridge fetish. And Anthony Herbert knows that. He's a good friend of mine, Anthony. Yeah, and a good friend of the channel, actually. And I think he's made a lot of friends in the chat as well, even though he is an Arsenal fan. But we won't hold that against him. But in my fridge at the moment, Anthony, I think I've got some chocolate desserts and charcuterie and cheeses and things. Some Saint Agur. Does anybody here like Saint Agur cheese? Please let me know, because I love it. Only in small doses, but I do like it. UK Strains, bath time, top game, 100%. Bath time. Do you all still think McTominay isn't good enough? Nah. Well, no, see, this is the thing. Last night's game was, yeah, listen, I've heard people say, like I said before, that was his best game in United shirt. Now, until I go back and watch, which I'll probably watch the game tomorrow, actually, I think, at some point, and have a real good watch of him. And if it's, you know what? I've always said it. I will give players credit when credit is due. If they're playing crap, I'll say so. I ain't scared of saying, you're shit, you're doing crap. Don't get ideas up. That's just the way it is as a Man United fan, because we're so used to the players being sort of the best in their position. Stumpy, yeah, I love Stumpy. Stumpy Candles, that's a cool name. Happy New Year to you as well, bro. Big up. Mark Fasto, McTominay was man of the match at Burnley. He looked a better player. Yeah. Saragon, McTominay could be a really good player for us, like Nicky, but we need more creativity alongside the athleticism to compete that. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Saragon. Boom. Nail, when you say nail on head, that is a thing. You do need a level of athleticism and, that player who's going to be, I want to say do the dirty work. I mean, be the player who's going to be a pain in the ass. You know what I mean? But you need the other player who's going to be who can work the ball really intelligently. They work together. The one goes in, just like good cop, bad cop. One goes in being a pain in the ass, causing the mistake. The ball squirts out, it's picked up by the player who can, like Paul Scholes, looking all the time, looking ahead. As soon as he picks that ball up, Paul Scholes ain't looking for options. He already knows what the options are. Bang, first time, he's got the ball and bang, it's gone. You know what I mean? So we do need that player. But so maybe Scott McTominay, if he does keep improving like he is, maybe Scott McTominay can be that player for us, and we may see Fred moved on. Medi, Happy New Year, Stumper, yes. Nicky Butt, Athletic. He's asking the question. Bath Time's asking the question. Whoever said Nicky Butt was athletic. Matata, work ethics of all the players are at the highest. It's the limitness of their ability. We turn blind on ability and get fooled by work ethics. No player can survive with work ethics only. Interesting point. COVID Vaughan. Hope you get so yeah. Hope you're feeling all right, bro. We've got Devil's Den. Ooh, Mark Foster. The reason why Scott McTominay is because he played in his position, box to box. Interesting. Bath time. Yeah, I'll be fine. Just go to everyone's at a mad just dance party, and I'm here talking about Nicky Butt. It's only a minor irritation, sorry. But Fletcher and Feeling in the dugout last night was a bit odd. Well, yeah, I mean, Robin is in the house. Not seen you for a while, Robin. Hope you're doing well, bro. Ralph is an adaptive manager. He didn't play the 4-4-2 to Sir Honor. Sir Alex said, you know what? I kind of agree with you there, Robin. I didn't see that myself. It seemed a little bit kind of nonsensical to do that. So, if that's the case, though, he must surely. He's not just going to play one game against Burnley and then go straight back to the 4-2-2. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not so sure. May the Floridian Trust Fund babies that our own Manchester United will get bored and sell the club in the next 2 years. I don't know what you mean with that, but I think you mean the Glazers. Let's hope the Glazers sell. But hey, man, listen, guys, everybody in the chat, man, big up Luca as well. Big up Luca. Yo, big up Rush. Yeah, listen, let me just explain to the folks who've just joined late. Mr. B couldn't make it this evening. Something popped up to do with his family. He couldn't make it, and obviously his family takes precedent, of course. Borsan cheese is good. Oh, Saradon, man. I'm disappointed, bro. No, Borsan, no. No, please. Tell me you're joking. Borsan is horrible. No, it's got to be Saint Agur, bro. I don't like Roquefort. Roquefort is disgusting. Saint Agur, Cambozola, Brie, Edam, Emmental. What else? Oh, a great cheese from Italy called Tom, which is just absolutely sensational. There's loads of Manchego. There's loads of different cheese. I know it's an odd conversation for a Christmas, a New Year's Eve night, but can you everybody let me know what your favourite cheese is, please? UK strains. Happy New Year, guys. Have a good one. See you soon. Yeah, see you later, UK strains. Thanks for joining, bro. And Rushmano, big up all the way over there, coming over there from Flying Pig. Good man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate everybody's support through, since the channel has been going. Like I say, it does really, really mean a lot to us. And you know what? I'm going to wrap it up there, folks, because, like I say, I've been on my own, so I can't really. All I can do is sort of go through the chat and keep you guys entertained on that front. But it's like I say, it's not Mr. B's fault. He did have other things that he had to deal with. So, you know what? I'm going to wish everybody an absolutely brilliant New Year. Enjoy the rest of your evenings. Have a good drink. Do whatever it is you're going to do so that's going to make you feel happy. See you in the new year. Watch the fireworks wherever there is fireworks. I don't know if there'll probably be some on the telly anyway, won't there? There was last year, I believe. And just wish you all the very, very best for 2022. And I hope to see you all soon. And until next time, which will probably be tomorrow, there will be a show tomorrow. Listen, stay safe, but most importantly, stay united.